Hello, in this lecture we will find the area of this blue triangle. As you can see in the drawing, we have a rectangle that contains three right triangles, and the areas of those three right triangles are given to us, and the rectangle also contains the blue triangle. So in order to find out the area of the blue triangle, the only thing that is missing is the area of the rectangle. So after we will find the area of this rectangle, we will subtract from the area of the rectangle the sum of the areas of those three right triangles, and we will get the area of the blue triangle. As you have already know, the area of a rectangle equals to the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle. So we can define the width of this rectangle as A, and the length of this rectangle will be defined as B. Okay, the length of this rectangle will be defined as B. So we can say that the area of this rectangle, we will mark the area as the letter A, capital A. The area of the rectangle equals to A times B. So we will find the value of A times B, and then we will subtract from that value the sum of the areas of those three triangles that are given to us, and in this way we will get the area of the blue triangle. So the formula for the area of a triangle is actually the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle divided by 2. So the area of a triangle, the general equation for the area of a triangle is the base of the triangle times the height to the base divided by 2 equals to the area of a triangle. Okay, the area of a triangle is the base of a triangle times the height to the base divided by 2. Okay, So the area of a rectangle is the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle, and the area of a triangle is the base of the triangle times the height to that base divided by 2. Okay, so let's define the base of this triangle as y. The base of the triangle, that is area is 15 units, will be defined as y. So you can see immediately that b minus y will be equal to the base of the triangle, that is area is 12 units. Okay, the width of the rectangle minus the base of this triangle equals to the base of the triangle, that is area is 12 units. Okay, in the same way we can say that we can define the height of this triangle as x. Okay, the height of this triangle, that is area is 27x, will be defined as x. And in the same way we can deduce that the height of the triangle, that is area is 12 units, will be the width of this rectangle, that is A, minus the height of the triangle, that is area is 27 units. So A minus x is the height of the triangle, that is area is 12 units. Okay, so in the next step we will create the formulas for the areas of those three triangles that we have already know the areas of them, but we know that the area of this right triangle is 27 units, the area of this right triangle is 12 units, and the area of this right triangle is 15 units, but we will build the formulas for those areas. Okay, and in this way we can find the value of A times B, that is the area of this rectangle, and after we will find the value of A times B, we will subtract from that area the sum of the areas of those three right triangles, and in this way we will get the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so we will start with this right triangle. Actually, the formula for the area of this right triangle, that is area is 15 units, is the base of this right triangle, that is y, times the height of this right triangle, that is a, divided by 2. So y times a divided by 2 equals to the area of this triangle, but we do know that the area equals to 15 units, so we can add to the equation that E equals to 15 units. So the first equation for the formula of the area of this triangle is the base of the triangle, that is y, times the height of the triangle, that is a, divided by 2 equals to the area of the triangle, but we know that the area equals to 15 units, so a equals to 15. So we can rewrite this equation. Y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. Okay, y times a, the base of the triangle, times the height of the triangle divided by 2 equals to 15. In the same way, we will find the formula of this right triangle. We do know that the area of this right triangle equals to 27, but we want to find out the formula for this area that equals to 27 units. Okay, so in the same way we can say that the area of the triangle, or the formula for the area of the triangle, that is area is 27 units, is the base of this triangle, that is B. B is also the length of the rectangle. B is the base of the triangle, times the height of this triangle, that is x, divided by 2. That is the area of this triangle, but we do know that the area equals to 27 units, so we will add that a equals to 27. A is the area of this triangle, equals to 27 units. It is given to us, and okay, the formula for the area of this triangle is the base of this triangle, that is 27, the base of this triangle, that is B, times the height of this triangle, that is x, divided by 2, equals to the area of this triangle, but we do know that the area of this triangle is 27 units, so we can add that a equals to 27, or b times x divided by 2 equals to 27. Okay, the base of the triangle, that is b, times the height of the triangle, that is x, divided by 2 equals to 27 units. So we will do the same thing. We will find the formula for the area of this triangle. That this area is given to us. It is 12 units, but we will create the expression for this area. Okay, the area of this triangle will be the base of this triangle, that is b minus y, times the height of this triangle, that is a minus x, divided by 2 equals to the area of this triangle. But we do know that the area equals to 12 units, so we can add that a equals to 12. Again, the base of this triangle, that is b minus y, it is the width of the rectangle minus the base of this triangle. So the width of this rectangle is b, minus the width of this rectangle is y. So b minus y is the base of this triangle, times the height of this triangle. The height is the width of this triangle, that is a, minus the height of this triangle, that is x. So a minus x is the height of this triangle. So b minus y times a minus x divided by 2 equals to a. That is the area of this triangle, but we do know that the area equals to 12 units. So we can add that a equals to 12. We can rewrite this equation. The base of the triangle, that is b minus y, times the height of this triangle, that is a minus x divided by 2 equals to the area of this triangle, that is 12 units. Okay, the base of this triangle, that is b minus y, times the height of this triangle, that is a minus x divided by 2 equals to the area of this triangle, that is 12 units. Okay, in the next step we will take y and x out of their equations. First of all, we will take y out of the first equation. So the first equation is y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. This is the first equation. Y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. We will multiply both sides of the equation by 2. And we will get that y times a equals to 30. Okay, 15 times 2 is 30. Now we will divide both sides of the equation by a. A is the width of this rectangle, so it can never be 0. So we can divide both sides of the equation by a. It is allowable. So we will get that y equals to 30 over a. So here, after we divided both sides of the equation by a, we got that y equals to 30 over a. Now we will take x out of the second equation. the second equation is b times x divided by 2 equals to 27. Okay, this is the second equation. B times x divided by 2 equals to 27. We'll take x out of the equation, so we will multiply both sides of the equation by 2. We will get that b times x equals to 54. Okay, 2 times 27 equals to 24. Now we can divide both sides of the equation by b, because b is the length of the rectangle, so it must be a positive number. It can never be 0, so it is allowable to divide both sides of the equation by b. We will get that x equals to 54 over b. So after we divided both sides of the equation by b, we got that x equals to 54 over b, and we already know that from the first equation that y equals to 30 over a. Okay, so we took out x and y out of the equations. We got that x equals to 54 over b and y equals to 30 over a. In the next step, we will substitute x by 54 over b and y by 30 over a in the third equation. So the third equation is b minus y times a minus x divided by 2 equals to 12. Okay, this is the third equation. B minus y times a minus x divided by 2 equals to 12. We can multiply both sides of the equation by 2. We will get that b minus y times a minus x equals to 24. Here 12 times 2 is 24. Okay, so now, as I already told you, we will substitute y by 30 over a and x by 54 over b in this third equation. Okay, so we will get that b minus y that equals to 30 over a times a minus x that equals to 54 over b equals to 24. So we substituted y by 30 over a and x by 54 over b in the third equation. So we got that b minus 30 over a times a minus 54 over b equals to 24. Now we will open the brackets in the third equation. So B times A is AB, or B times A is BA or AB, it is the same. B times negative 54 over B is negative 54. Negative 30 over A times A is negative 30. Negative 30 over A times negative 54 over B is positive 1620 over AB equals to 24. I will repeat again. B times A is BA or AB, it is the same. Then B times negative 54 over B is negative 54. Then 30 over A, negative 30 over A times A is negative 30. And negative 30 over A times negative 54 over B equals to positive 1620 over AB. Now we will subtract 24 from both sides of the equation. We will get that AB negative 54, negative 30, negative 24 plus 1620 over AB equals to 0. I will repeat again. Here we have AB, negative 54, negative 30. We subtracted AB from both sides of the equation, so in this side of the equation we will have negative 24 plus 1600 over AB, and here 24 minus 24 equals to 0. Here we can multiply both sides of the equation by AB, because A is positive number and B is also positive number, so when you multiply a positive number in a positive number, it must be a positive number. The result, the outcome must be a positive number. It can never be 0, so it is an allowable act. AB times AB is AB squared. Okay. Maybe before we will do the multiplication by AB, we will simply, as you can see here, negative 54, negative 30, negative 24 equals to negative 108, so we will write it down. So we have here that AB minus 108 plus 1620 divided by AB equals to 0. So as you can see here, AB is AB, and negative 54, negative 30, and negative 24 equals to negative 108. And here we have 620 over AB, so we copied it here. Now we can multiply both sides of the equation by AB. So we get that AB times AB is AB squared. Negative 108 times AB is negative 108 AB. And 1620 divided by AB times AB will be 1620 plus 1620, and 0 times AB equals to 0. Okay, I will repeat again. AB times AB is AB squared. Negative 108 times AB is negative 100 AB, and 1620 divided by AB times AB equals to plus 1620, and 0 times AB equals to 0. Okay, so we got a quadratical equation, and the variable in this quadratical equation is AB. So we will have to find out the value of AB, and AB is actually also the area of this rectangle that we are looking for. So actually the general form of a quadratic equation is A times x squared plus b times x plus c equals to 0. So this is the negative form of a quadratic equation. It is a times x squared plus b times x plus c equals to 0. This is the general form of a quadratic equation, and actually a, b and c are the coefficients of a quadratic equation, and x is the variable that we want to find in a quadratic equation. So we will write it down. A, B, and C are the coefficients of the quadratic equation, and x is the variable that we are looking for. And the value or the values of x are the root or the roots of the quadratic equation, and a, b, and c are the coefficients of a quadratic equation. And actually we have a special equation for x, an equation that will help us to find out the value of x, and the value of x is actually is called the root of the equation, or the roots of the equation, of the quadratic equation. And x also can have two different solutions. So I will write down the general equation for x. X equals to minus b plus minus the root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a So this is the general formula for x. It will help us to find the value of x from the quadratic equation. X equals to minus b. Minus b is the coefficient of the quadratic equation. Plus minus implies that we might have two different solutions for x, so there will be two roots for the quadratic equation. Plus b minus b plus minus root of b squared minus 4 times ac divided by 2a, and as I already told you, a, b, and c are the coefficients of a quadratic equation. So now we will implement what we learned here in our specific quadratic equation. I will write again the general formula for, or the general form of a quadratic equation. Okay, a times x squared plus b times x plus c equals to 0. And the values of x are actually the roots, or the roots of this quadratic equation. Okay, so below I will write our specific quadratic equation, and we will find out the values of a, b, and c that are the coefficients of the quadratic equation, and also the value of x that is the variable of the quadratic equation. So our specific quadratic equation is actually ab squared plus minus, you know that plus and minus are equals to minus, so I can write plus minus or minus alone, because the outcome of plus and minus is minus. So plus minus 108 AB plus 1620 equals to 0. So this is our specific quadratic equation. We can multiply AB squared by 1, because you can always multiply an expression by 1. By multiplying an expression or number by 1, you are not changing it, so it is allowable. A number times 1 equals to the number itself. So we change nothing by multiplying this expression by 1. So as you can see here, A equals to 1, A equals to 1, B equals to negative 108, and actually X equals to AB, and C equals to 1620. Okay, so we will write it down. A equals to 1, X equals to A times B, B equals to negative 108, and C equals to 1620. Okay, A equals to 1, X equals to A times B, B equals to negative 108, and c equals to plus 1620. So after we know the values of a, b, c, that are the coefficients of the quadratic equation on the value of x, that is the variable of the quadratic equation, we will use the special equation for x in order to find the value of x. And actually the value of x is, as you can see here, is x equals to a times b. That is actually the area of our rectangle. And as I already told you, after we will find the area of this rectangle, we will subtract from this area the sum of the areas of those three right triangles, and in this way we'll get the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so we will write down the special equations for x. X equals to minus b plus minus root of b squared minus 4 times ac divided by 2a, and x actually equals to a b in our specific equation. So by finding the value of, so the value of AB is actually the value of the rectangle that we are looking for. Okay, so we write it that x is actually a times b if you can see here, x equals to a times b, that equals to minus b. b b equals to negative 108, so minus b is minus 108, that equals to 108, because minus times minus is plus, so it is plus 108, plus minus the root of b square is actually b equals to 108, so b square is negative 108 square minus 4 times a is 1 times c is 1620, all divided by 2 times a is 1, so it is 2 times 1. Okay, again x is ab equals to minus b, b itself is equals to negative 108 or minus 108, so minus b is minus 108, that equals to plus 108, because minus times minus is plus. Plus minus the root of b square, b equals to negative 108, so b square is negative 108 square minus 4 times AC. So minus 4 times A is 1, so it is minus 4 times 1 times C, that equals to 1620. So it is 4 times 1 times 1620. Okay, so we will do the calculations here. So A times B equals to plus 108 plus minus the root of negative 108 square is 11,664 minus 4 times 1 times 1620 equals to 6,480, all divided by 2 times A is 2. I will repeat again. AB equals to positive 108 plus minus the root of negative 108 square equals to 11,664 minus 4 times 1 times 1620, or 4 times 1620 equals to minus 6,480. Now we will compute the value of 11,664 minus 6,480. We will get that A times B equals to 108 plus minus 11,664 minus 6,480 equals to 5,184, all divided by 2. So I repeat again, 11,664 minus 6,480 equals to 5,184 divided by 2, and the root of 5,184 is 72. So A times B plus 108 plus minus 72 divided by 2 so as I've already told you, the root of 5,184 is 72, so we have here 108 plus 72 divided by 2, so it is actually equals to 108 plus 72 is 180, and 180 divided by 2 equals to 90. So the first solution for A times B is equals to 90 units. I repeat again. 108 plus 72 equals to 180, and 180 divided by 2 equals to 90, so A times B equals to 90 units. So the area of this rectangle that equals to A times B equals to 90 units. This is the first solution for A times B, but we have also to consider the second solution. It is A times B equals to 108 minus 72 divided by 2. Repeat again. The second solution for A times B of the second root of our specific quadratic equation is 108 minus 72 is 36, and 36 divided by 2 is 12. So the answer that we got is that the A times B, that is the area of this rectangle, equals to 18 units. But as you can see in the drawing, it is incorrect. It is impossible that the area of the rectangle equals to 18 units, because even this triangle that is inside the rectangle is 27 units, that is greater than 18 units. And actually the sum of the three triangles that are inside of the rectangle equals to 54 units. So the area of the rectangle itself that contains the three right triangles must be greater than 54 units. So the answer of 18 units for the area of this rectangle is incorrect answer. So the only answer that is left for AB is 90 units, the first solution for the quadratic equation. And actually the area of this rectangle that equals to 90 units minus the sum of the areas of these three right rectangles that are actually 12 plus 27 plus 15 units equals to the area of the blue triangle. So it is 90 units, that is the area of this rectangle, minus the total area of those three right triangles that are 54, that is to say 12 plus 27 plus 15 equals to 54 units. So the area of this rectangle and the area of this rectangle minus the total area of those three right triangles is actually 90 units minus 54 units equals to 36 units. So the area of the blue triangle equals to 36 units. Okay, I will repeat again. The area of the blue triangle equals to the area of the rectangle minus the sum of the areas of those three right triangles that have 12, 27 and 15 units that are with the areas of 15, 27 and 12 units. So the total area of those three right triangles equals to 54 units. So the area of the right rectangle, that is 90 units, minus the total area of the three right triangles, that is 54 units, equals to 36 units, that is the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so I will summarize the lecture. Actually, we wanted to find the area of the blue triangle, and you can see that, as I already told you, the area of the blue triangle equals to the area of the rectangle minus the total areas of the three right triangles, because of the fact that the areas of those three right triangles are given to us. The only thing that we need to find out is the area of the rectangle. It equals to the width of the rectangle times the length of the rectangle, that is actually equals to A times B. So the only thing that we need to find in order to find out the area of the blue rectangle is the value of A times B. So in order to find out the value of A times B, we created three equations for the areas of those three right triangles, or for the formulas of the areas of those three triangles that are given to us. We have those areas of those three right triangles, but we actually expressed those three areas by the formula for the areas of triangles, and in this way we created three equations for the areas of those three right triangles. The first equation is the area, or the formula for the area of this triangle, that is the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle divided by 2, and it is actually A times y divided by 2 equals to 15. The second equation is B for the area of this triangle is B times x divided by 2 equals to 27. The third equation for the formula of the area of this triangle, of this right triangle, is B minus y times A minus x divided by 2 equals to 12. And after we created those three equations for the formulas of those right triangles, we actually took out x and y from their equations, and we put the value of x and y in the third equation, and in this way we created a quadratic equation with a variable of A times B. That was the variable of that quadratic equation, and by solving the quadratic equation we actually found out the value of A times B, that is the area of this rectangle. We have actually two different answers, or two roots for the quadratic equation that we created. The second solution, that was 18 units, is impossible, because even the area of this right triangle is greater than 18 units, and the rectangle contains those three right triangles, and that the total area of those three right triangles is 54 units. So the area of the rectangle itself that contains the three right triangles must be greater than 54 units. So 18 units for the area of the triangle is incorrect answer, so the only solution is incorrect solution, so the only solution that left is the first solution, that is to say that the area of this rectangle, that is to say A times B, equals to 90 units. And the area of this rectangle, that is 90 units, minus the total area of those three right triangles, that equals to 54 units, equals to 36 units. That is to say, that is the area of these right triangles, because 90 units is the area of this rectangle minus the total area of those three right triangles, that is 54 units. So 90 minus 54 equals the area of this blue triangle. Okay, thank you very much.